Yo guys, what's up? Today's video is going to focus on a few key things about Cloak and Dagger, who are currently my most played hero so far in Marvel Rivals. Cloak and Dagger are a strategist with a pretty diverse toolbox of abilities to use, but I feel like a lot of people are not aware of all their functionality. Using the right tool at the right time can be extremely powerful and turn the tide of an entire fight. So to start, the first thing I want to go over is Cloak's ability called Dark Teleportation. This is easily one of the most powerful skills in the entire game. The description of the skill in game does not do it justice. It doesn't just make you and your allies untargetable and invisible. It literally makes you phase out entirely like you aren't even there. How is this useful? Well, you can completely nullify enemy ultimates for you and your nearby teammates. Is Iron Man dropping a nuke from above? Nope, missed. Jeff trying to eat the whole team from below? No chance, whiffed. Multiple extremely powerful team wiping abilities can be negated entirely on a 12-second cooldown. Now that's if your timing is superb. You need to have fantastic situational awareness and anticipation to see some of these ults coming, but when you shroud and make them miss, it is so satisfying. Magneto's ult, Scarlet Witch, Thor, Venom, Winter Soldier, you can embarrass and outplay your opponents on any of these. One little thing to note is that if you're inside Namor's ult, you cannot use your shroud ability, as he disables all mobility skills. Try to pay attention to your opponent's team composition throughout the matches and see if any of these potential ultimates might be headed your way. Now the next trick I want to point out is for Cloak and Dagger's ultimate ability. Eternal Bond lets you dash 3 times with a short delay between each. You can change direction while casting it, and it does damage to enemies and heals allies that stand in the persistent field that hangs around after you dash. Here's the thing though. It only does 30 damage per second to enemies, but it heals allies for 220 health per second. Using this offensively is almost useless, but you see so many Cloak and Daggers dashing into the enemies. Could it be used for a strong push? Yeah, sure, but it's way better to counter other potentially devastating ultimates from your enemies. Shutting down a magic ult, Iron Fist ult, Hela's ult, or even Penny Parker pushing is usually way more useful. If you see the enemy team posturing for a push, using your Eternal Bond at the right time can turn the fight into a free win. Every situation is not the same, and sometimes you may be pushing into the enemy team instead, but placing your aura too far into the enemy backline will offer little benefit compared to healing your entire team. Typically, I go 1 dash forward and then 2 dashes at different angles to really saturate a large area in the middle of the fight. Ideally, you want to end the ult somewhere safe, on your team side of the fight. If you are exposed, you can shift into your cloak form and try to blind enemies with your terror capability, or use dark teleportation to escape to safety. And the last thing I want to bring up in this video is simple. Dagger's basic attack, which is called Light Force Dagger, doesn't really do much damage. It hits for only 15. It's obviously meant to heal. But since it has a sort of magnetic lock-on effect, it makes it very easy to hit targets, especially ones hovering in the air or running along walls. So the concept is easy. I keep my head on a swivel, and if I see a hovering Iron Man, a Spider-Man trying to sneak around above my team, Black Panther climbing a wall, or Psylocke trying to flank, whatever it is, I try to send them a shot or two. There's no point unloading the whole clip on them, but sending a warning shot or two at them often has a huge impact. The Iron Mans will cower and fly behind cover. The other heroes know their cover is blown and might think twice about their plan to dive in. It's basically sending the message of, I see you, I am aware of you, you are not surprising me or my team, go grab a health pack, you chump. Now obviously, if someone is in dire need of healing, I am throwing them heals instead, but otherwise I will frequently send out this message and watch the roaches scatter. Simple and effective. That wraps it up for these beginner tactics for Cloak and Dagger. There's plenty of advanced things to discuss, such as spacing, juking, and positioning in general, but we'll save that for another video. I do stream daily at Twitch TV/Silva66. I'll link it in the description of the video. Let me know what you think of Cloak and Dagger and if you've got any helpful tips to share. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and take care.